Um, this is just a small story, which is um, I can understand why it don't get reported. It's not much to be said, but it is such a brilliant UFO contact story, and we're leaving proof and more witnesses than you think actually, because they didn't all come forward. And I hope you like this one. Totally true. It happened. Gosh, I forgot. Got my head. But it's easy to find out if you just put UFO tears wind vane off in Lincolnshire. It comes up. A lot of it's been. I don't want to say conspiracy, but a lot of it's not to be found. Maybe not so popular, therefore it can't be found. I'm going to think, but it's there. It happened, and quite a few things happened around them wind vanes with UFOs. But this particular time, it got people saw it as well, so it was nice. Anyway, it was happened in just before dusk, what I can understand, and this UFO came spinning across very low, as if it were attracted to the noise people described. You know, the when the wind vanes go around, right? And it was as if it was attracted to it because it was aiming literally like that. And quite a few of the locals, what spin up that road, swear they've seen the same thing hovering around them before, but this particular time, didn't you see Law of the World? It has that long, peculiar arm. The witnesses who saw it crash into this wind vane say categorically, it had this long thing behind, and unfortunately, it hooked on the wind vane. But the UFO never stopped, never blinked. It just didn't held it back. Remember these things, incredibly strong. These wind vanes, the weld and everything. The best there is, they're really strong. And this UFO with this large thing never stopped. It just tangled around it and brought it off and snapped it off, and it fell on the field. And the witness described how it did it. That's why we know it was a UFO, and we know it was. I think it wasn't a helicopter; it would have brought it down. And they described it being a disc, not a bright disc or anything, just and not a very big disc. It was, they was on the road travelling and could see it come across the field higher than the edge, so they saw it clearly, but couldn't ascertain the size. But some of these wind vanes are used. They said 20, 30 feet in length. Big difference in 20, 30 feet. So who knows? Could be bigger, could be smaller. But you know, but what they said was clear was the thing that was dragging behind, and I've never heard that before. But it was dragging behind, hooked on the wind vane what was turning, and snapped it off. And the interesting thing about it, when they went to examine it, they wouldn't let any of the local people examine it. They cordoned it off, and the weld itself, they said, oh, it's got to be sent away to specialists. Which makes sense where it came from, but after saying that, though, it seems odd nobody was allowed to get anywhere near it and to see what actually snapped it. And Riptide it, yeah, they did pick it up. It was gone the first day. It was, yeah. So, but we still haven't let us know. Never been anything wrote about it. So, oh yeah, it was a UFO, or it just fell off. These things don't fall off. But yeah, and like I say, did have witnesses, and they've had witnesses prior to that saying they've seen things up and down there. I can think it's the noise, but why just that one? Are they attracted to all wind vanes? Why that one? Or was they just going? That was the regular path what they always had, and suddenly this thing was in the way. I haven't got a clue. But what was this long dangly thing? Never heard of one of those before. Was it purposely to break that wind vane? You know, do they want to have a look how strong it was? What it's doing? You know, it's don't know. It's a nice story though. Not a complicated story, not much happening, but I think it's a story worth mentioning because it shows the interaction with something up there to us. But why, I don't know. I mean, it's not as exciting as pinching cattle or what have you. We'll get to those in a bit, but still exciting though. Anyway, God bless. Thank you.